Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. Welcome to this whiskey review where today we're going to be looking at the Nikka Coffey Malt Whisky. So I picked up this little dram from Drinks by the Dram, and in the last video I covered the Nikka Coffey grain, so I'm actually going to leave a link to the playlist here in the top corner. So the Nikka Coffey Malt, it sounds the same as they use the same Coffey stills, but they're using malt whiskey in this one, so you're producing a malt whiskey instead of a grain whiskey. So just like the other one, it is a no age statement whiskey. It's bottled at 45%. In terms of the actual overall process on this one, it's actually produced at the Miyagikyo distillery, and the parent company for it is Nikka Distilling Co. Limited, and also known as Side Beverages or Side Distilling. So I'm gonna leave that over here. The actual price point on a full-size bottle is currently £55, again to 55 to 60. Same price bracket as the Nikka Coffey grain, as these two are sort of like twins together. Now in terms of exclusivity, it's not exclusive as it's available everywhere. So we're going to jump straight into the nose of this whiskey, into the nose. That's because I had a little bit of it before doing the video, and there's just something that I want to share with this about this whiskey. So starting things out on the nose, it's a lot more sweeter than the grain, and that's something I really didn't expect. But as you get into it, you get a nice sweet vanilla aroma, and it reminds me of this one type of cake that we used to get a lot when I was younger. I haven't seen it quite frequently now in the shops. I'll see if I'll leave a picture of it. It's called a Mr. Kipling's Lemon Drizzle Slice. So it's just a vanilla sponge cake with silky royal icing over the top, and then you've got lemon sauce, and it's just drizzled over the top, and it's almost like you've taken each element from this cake and you're almost able to nose it individually, which is just seriously incredible for me. So much of character. It's like it's a very crisp and refreshing lemon character. And then you're even getting a sweeter note in the background of this, like butterscotch. Or as we have it here, called Werther's Originals. Wow, just really great. Just lots of sweetness, but at the same time, not overly sweet, which just makes it so much more approachable. It's almost like a dessert in a glass. Let's get straight into the palate next. Slanger. Arrival onto the palate, you're getting a nice, luxurious, silky mouthfeel, almost a medium full, maybe even to a full texture. And it's almost, to me, it reminds me of ambrosia custard, vanilla custard. Then you're getting these characters developing as it goes longer on the palate, of almost like a vanilla bean frappuccino, which is a drink you can get in all the major coffee chains. But lots more vanilla, almost like you've taken vanilla, sort of the actual vanilla bean and the seeds inside, and you've actually put that into your milkshake. It then develops even more. You're getting a milk chocolate, and then you get a milk chocolate praline, which has actually got a slight coffee aspect, which is very weird. And I can see now why some people tell me they get coffee in this whiskey. It feels like you've got a chocolate praline with a little dusting of coffee on the top. And then there's a little bit of stewed fruits with a little bit of spice citrus as well, just on the end. For me, it's like baked apple, but without the skin, giving absolutely no bitter character, just sweetness and fruity characters, and a spiced orange that's been baked for a period of time. So you're getting that citrus and you're getting a very soft spice. That's about it for the actual palate for this whiskey. That's complex. Let's get into the finish next. So now into the finish for the Nikka Coffey Malt Whisky. I'm going to pop this down for a second before I dive back into whatever I've got left in the glass. Finish-wise, you've got a very nice, almost like a mocha chocolate coffee character. It then develops, you've got a little bit of citrus coming in with a bit of tangerine. It's quite light, and a lot of vanilla is coming through on this one, but much more sweeter, and that little hint of almost, for me, it's like a fudge character just on the end, leaving a very nice, long, comforting, and the word comforting is how I describe this whiskey. It's just so, ticks all the boxes for me, hands down. Now, in terms of my actual rating, I'm giving this one an 89 out of 100. It may not be the super complex whiskey, but it does have a nice balance and depth about it. In terms of, do I think it's value for money? When I look at this versus the Coffey grain, the Coffey grain for me just didn't offer as much as I'd like versus the Coffey malt. And for its price point, being around about 55 to 65, I could see happily paying for that one because you're getting something that's just so much more enjoyable. In terms of doesn't need water, doesn't need time, a little bit of time really does help open this one out, and that's one thing I would recommend. Water, again, like the Coffey grain, both styles of whiskey do not really, for me, agree with water. It just, even a few drops collapses the whiskey for me, and it just makes it a little bit more sharper, if that makes any sense. It actually makes it a little bit more volatile. So personally, I would not add any water to these whiskies, but this one just has that extra oomph to it, and extra more complexity that the grain really, I just feel lacks. So overall, 89 out of 100. Let me know what's your favorite between the Nikka Coffey grain and the Coffey malt, if you have tried them both, down below in the comment section. And on that note, I'm going to leave the video at that. If you guys have enjoyed, drop it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, which I'll leave over here, and I'll leave some other Nikka videos on the screen. This has been me, JasonWhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas, and we'll catch you for the next video. Sláinte.